Kill your negative thoughts. Have you ever felt that negative thoughts constantly creep into your mind, draining your energy and motivation? Even when there's no clear reason, these could be endless worries, relentless self-criticism, or haunting memories of past mistakes that you can't let go of. These thoughts are like uninvited guests, occupying mental space and making everyday life feel heavy and burdensome. At first, negative thoughts may seem harmless, a moment of disappointment, a fleeting doubt, or a brief sense of dissatisfaction. But before you realize it, they evolve into a continuous loop, influencing how you perceive yourself, how you tackle challenges, and even how you experience life. Worse, they gradually shape your mindset, making everything seem bleak and insurmountable. But what if I told you that negative thinking isn't an unavoidable part of life? That you can escape this spiral and regain control over your mind? The good news is, you absolutely can. Freeing yourself from the grip of negative thoughts isn't about ignoring difficulties or forcing yourself into blind positivity. It's about understanding how your thoughts work, learning how to manage them, and building a strong mindset that helps you move forward rather than holding you back. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a profound and empowering truth. While you may not always control what happens around you, you can control how you react, how you interpret problems, and how you use challenges to grow. It is in this control that true freedom is found. In this article, we will explore how to kill negative thoughts and build a stronger mind. These aren't abstract ideas but practical strategies you can start applying today to change your mindset and improve your life. From uncovering the roots of negative thoughts, reframing perspectives, practicing gratitude, to creating a purposeful life, we'll walk through each step to free yourself from their hold. If you're ready to let go of doubt, fear, and frustration, join me on this journey. It's a journey not just to change the way you think but to build a stronger, more focused, and freer version of yourself. 1. Understanding negative thoughts. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling a heavy weight? As if your mind is already bracing for a day of disappointments. Perhaps it's the endless worry about things you can't control or the self-critical voices telling you that you're not good enough, strong enough, or worthy enough. These negative thoughts creep into every corner of your mind, sapping your energy and draining your spirit. Negative thoughts are not uncommon. They are like uninvited guests, appearing without your consent and overstaying their welcome. At first, they may seem harmless, a bit of self-criticism or a fleeting disappointment when things don't go as planned. But before you know it, they become a never-ending spiral, affecting how you see yourself, your life, and the world around you. So why do negative thoughts arise? And more importantly, how can you stop them before they take over your life? Negative thoughts don't originate from the events around you but from how you interpret them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it." Imagine receiving criticism from a colleague. Instantly, your mind may create stories like, "I'm incompetent," or "I'll never be good enough." But is that really the truth? Or is it just how you're interpreting the situation, amplifying the negative rather than seeing it as an opportunity to learn? We often have a tendency to magnify the negative, allowing it to grow and dominate our mental landscape. Stories like, "I'll never succeed," or "I always mess things up," only make the problem worse, trapping us in a cycle of self-doubt and disappointment. Think of your mind as a lens through which you view the world. If that lens is clouded by negativity, even ordinary things become challenging and bleak. When negative thoughts take over, you not only view yourself harshly but also start to perceive the world as a place full of challenges, pressures, and unfairness. Over time, negative thinking doesn't just remain a passing feeling, it becomes a habit, shaping how you react to every situation. You might start avoiding opportunities for fear of failure or shy away from challenges because you feel incapable. In doing so, you limit your potential with self-imposed barriers. But here's what you need to remember: negative thoughts are not an inevitable part of life. They're not an unchangeable fate. They are merely mental habits, and like any habit, they can be changed. 2. Uncovering the roots of negative thoughts. To kill negative thoughts, you don't just confront them, you understand where they come from. Negative thoughts don't appear out of nowhere, they are the result of past experiences, fears, or even repeated mental patterns. Once you identify their roots, you'll realize they don't hold real power over you. Negative thoughts often stem from the past or anxieties about the future. Maybe you failed in a situation before, and now, every time you face a similar challenge, your mind replays the same scenario: I'll fail again. Or perhaps someone criticized you in the past, and now you always believe you're not good enough. These thoughts, though they may seem like a defense mechanism to protect you from failure or pain, actually trap you in a cycle of fear and doubt. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This means that what you think about most often gradually shapes how you perceive yourself and the world. If your thoughts are constantly focused on failure, doubt, or fear, then these will become your reality. But if you change your thoughts, you'll change the way you experience life. So how do you uncover the roots of these negative thoughts? Start by being aware of them. When a negative thought arises, pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Where is this thought coming from? For example, if you're worried about failing at a project, ask yourself, is this fear based on the present reality? Or is it just a replay of an old memory? Often, you'll realize that negative thoughts are not grounded in truth but are merely fears or baseless assumptions. After identifying a negative thought, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is there evidence to support it? Or am I just exaggerating my fears? Most of the time, you'll find that negative thoughts are not based on reality. For instance, if you think you're not good enough for a task, recall times when you succeeded in similar situations. Look for evidence that shows you are capable and have overcome challenges before. Once you've challenged a negative thought, the final step is to replace it with an empowering one. This doesn't mean denying all problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means choosing a different perspective, one that is constructive and positive. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," try saying, "I'll start with small steps and improve each day." Instead of, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I'm learning and growing, and mistakes are part of the process." Action is also crucial in breaking free from the cycle of negative thoughts. When you feel stuck in these thoughts, do something, no matter how small, to create change. For instance, if you're anxious about a presentation, start by outlining your main points or practicing in front of a mirror for a few minutes. Taking action not only breaks the inertia but also proves to yourself that negative thoughts don't have real power to stop you. 3. Renewing your mindset. Negative thoughts are like an old tape playing repeatedly in your mind. Over time, they become so familiar that you start believing they represent reality. But here's the powerful truth: your mind is not fixed. If it can learn to create negative patterns, it can also learn to unlearn them and replace them with positive, empowering thoughts. Renewing your mindset is the key to breaking free from the grip of negative thoughts and finding freedom within your mind. The first thing to understand is that not every thought that pops into your head is true. Negative thoughts are often the product of fear, anxiety, or unpleasant past experiences. They are not facts, and you don't have to believe them. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means what you focus on shapes how you experience life. If you allow negative thoughts to dominate, they will become a barrier between you and the good things in life. But if you actively change your focus, you'll create a more positive reality. The first step in renewing your mindset is awareness. Pay attention to what you're thinking. When a negative thought arises, don't immediately accept it. Instead, ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is it helping me or just draining my energy? For example, if you make a small mistake and immediately think, "I'm useless," pause and question it. Is this thought fair? Everyone makes mistakes, so why shouldn't I learn from mine? When you become aware of negative thoughts, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is there any evidence that this thought is true? Or am I just magnifying my fears? Often, you'll realize that negative thoughts are not rooted in reality. For instance, if you're afraid of failing at a task, remind yourself of times when you succeeded despite challenges. Focus on the evidence that proves you are capable and have overcome obstacles before. After challenging negative thoughts, the final step is to replace them with constructive and empowering ones. This doesn't mean denying problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means choosing to view situations in a more positive and achievable light. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," say to yourself, "I'm learning, and every step I take is an opportunity to get better." Instead of, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Mistakes are just part of the learning process, and I'm improving every day." Gratitude is a powerful tool for renewing your mindset. When you focus on the good things you have, your mind has less room for negative thoughts. Try keeping a gratitude journal every day. Write down 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small, like a good meal, a friend's kindness, or even a beautiful sunset. Over time, this practice will rewire your mind to naturally gravitate toward optimism and positivity. Another way to renew your mindset is to reframe how you view challenges. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, view them as opportunities to grow. For example, if you're rejected for a job, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," tell yourself, "This is a chance to learn and improve for the next opportunity." If you make a mistake on a project, think, "Every mistake teaches me how to do better next time." By shifting your perspective, you weaken the power of negative thoughts and build mental resilience. Renewing your mindset doesn't happen overnight, but small steps can create significant changes. You'll notice that when you start choosing positive thoughts and focusing on empowering beliefs, your mind feels lighter, your emotions stabilize, and you're more motivated to face challenges. Your mind is like a garden. If you let it be overrun by the weeds of negativity, it will become barren. But if you actively plant seeds of gratitude, confidence, and positivity, that garden will bloom, bringing you peace and strength. 4. Surround yourself with positivity. Your surroundings don't just affect your immediate emotions, they profoundly influence how you think, act, and perceive life. If you constantly surround yourself with negative people, harsh criticism, or chaotic spaces, your mind will naturally be pulled down. On the other hand, when you live and work in a positive environment, surrounded by inspiring and supportive people, your mind will naturally gravitate toward optimism and growth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." However, the quality of your thoughts doesn't exist in isolation. It is nurtured, or hindered, by the people you meet, the spaces you inhabit, and even the content you consume daily. This means that to kill negative thoughts, you need to create an environment that fosters your mental growth rather than stifles it. Choose who you spend time with. The people around you have a significant impact on your mood and thought patterns. If you frequently spend time with those who criticize, complain, or drag you down, their negativity will inevitably rub off on you. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people who support, encourage, and inspire you, you will naturally feel uplifted and motivated. This doesn't mean you have to cut ties entirely with negative people in your life. Instead, set boundaries to protect your energy. If a friend or colleague constantly complains or criticizes, try to limit the time you spend with them. Focus more on relationships with people who encourage your growth, celebrate your successes, and help you see the good in life. Create a positive physical space. The spaces where you live and work significantly impact your mental state. A cluttered, disorganized room can leave you feeling stressed and overwhelmed, while a clean, organized environment promotes calmness and focus. Take time to organize your surroundings. Start with simple tasks like tidying your desk, adding a green plant to a corner, or creating a small nook for relaxation and reading. These small changes not only improve your physical space but also help cultivate a more positive mental environment. Consume positive content. In today's digital world, what you read, watch, and listen to has a profound impact on your mindset. If you constantly scroll through negative news or compare yourself to the seemingly perfect lives of others on social media, you'll quickly feel disappointed and inadequate. Be intentional about the content you consume. Unfollow accounts or websites that make you feel bad about yourself. Instead, seek out sources of inspiration, educational materials, or stories about growth and resilience. Listen to uplifting podcasts, read books on positive thinking, or watch talks about overcoming adversity. Engaging with positive content not only helps you learn but also trains your mind to focus on the good things. A real-life example of the power of environment. Imagine stepping into a brightly lit room with motivational artwork on the walls, an organized desk, and a small plant in the corner. Instantly, you feel relaxed and focused. Now compare this to walking into a dimly lit, cluttered room filled with scattered papers. This space would likely make you feel stressed and pressured, even if nothing specific happened. Similarly, if you spend time with a group of friends who constantly share new ideas, tell positive stories, and cheer you on, you'll feel inspired. But if you're around people who only complain or mock others, your mood will quickly sink. Practical steps to create a positive environment. Refine your social circle. Spend more time with people who bring positive energy and less time with those who drain you. Organize your space. Declutter one small area each day to create a sense of order and peace. Update your content intake. Follow inspiring channels. Read uplifting books, and listen to motivational podcasts. Reduce exposure to negative social media or news. Practice positivity in conversations. Make an effort to say encouraging and grateful things during conversations instead of complaining or focusing on faults. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean avoiding all negativity. It's about creating an environment that nurtures you, helps you grow, and equips you to face challenges with a stronger mindset. The environment you cultivate becomes the foundation for building a resilient and positive mind, enabling you to move further along the journey of killing negative thoughts. Blank, _ blank. 5. Stoic action. Negative thoughts thrive most when you do nothing. When you remain idle, your mind has the time to replay fears, doubts, and memories of past mistakes. These thought loops create a sense of being stuck, as if you're sinking into quicksand without a way out. But there's a powerful truth that Stoics understand. Action is the most effective antidote to the spiral of negativity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This reminds us that clarity and peace of mind don't come from overthinking but from purposeful action. When you focus on taking concrete steps, your mind has less room to worry about uncontrollable things. Action, no matter how small, propels you forward and builds momentum. Imagine standing at the base of a steep hill. Looking up, the task of climbing seems impossible. Your mind starts filling with thoughts like, "I'll never be able to do this," or "I should just give up now." But the secret to overcoming fear isn't trying to eliminate these thoughts, it's taking the first step. Once you start moving, the hill seems less daunting, and you realize that each step brings you closer to the top. Stoic action doesn't require perfection or getting everything right on the first try. It simply requires focusing on what you can control. This distinction is crucial. Negative thoughts often revolve around things you cannot change, other people's opinions, the past, or unpredictable outcomes. Stoic action redirects your energy to what's within your power. Focus on what you can control. When overwhelmed by negative thoughts, ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve this situation? For example, if you're worried about an upcoming exam, instead of obsessing over the possibility of failure, focus on preparing. Create a small plan, tackle one topic at a time, and you'll notice your confidence growing with each step. Break big goals into small steps. Negative thinking often makes large goals feel overwhelming. Instead of trying to do everything at once, Break tasks into manageable steps. If you've been procrastinating on an important project out of fear of failure, start by outlining your ideas or completing a small part of the task. Set a 10-minute timer and work within that short window. You'll be surprised how starting is often the hardest part. Align actions with your values. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? And how can my actions reflect those priorities? When your actions are aligned with your personal values, you'll feel more purposeful and motivated. For example, if kindness is one of your values, start by performing small acts of kindness for others. These actions not only improve your mood but also build confidence and resilience. Start even when it's imperfect. One of the biggest barriers to action is the fear of failure. But remember, inaction is far worse than imperfect action. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Mistakes are a natural part of growth. Instead of fearing them, view each mistake as an opportunity to learn and improve. Let's say you've been delaying an important task because the fear of failure looms large. You think, if I don't start, I won't have to face the possibility of not being good enough. But this only prolongs your anxiety. Instead, try this. Set a 10-minute timer and work within that limited time frame without pressure. Complete a small part, like writing one sentence or brainstorming ideas. By simply starting, you'll feel less burdened and more motivated to continue. Action, no matter how small, builds momentum and weakens the grip of negative thoughts. Each time you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming negativity. This not only helps you achieve your goals but also fosters lasting confidence. Think of action as a candle in a dark room. The shadows of doubt and fear won't vanish immediately, but the light from the candle will illuminate the path forward, allowing you to take one step at a time. Blank, _ blank. 6. The power of words. The words you use are not just tools for communication, they're the way you shape your thoughts and emotions. They don't just express what you feel, they have the power to transform how you feel. When you tell yourself negative things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I will fail," these words don't just reflect your fears, they amplify them, making negative thoughts stronger. But when you change the way you talk to yourself, you'll discover the power of words to calm your worries and build a more positive mindset. Words have the power to shape your reality. If you consistently use positive language, it becomes the foundation for a confident and optimistic mindset. Conversely, if you immerse yourself in self-criticism, those words weaken your confidence and intensify feelings of failure. This applies not only to the words you say out loud, but also to the silent thoughts you have about yourself. Start by becoming aware of how you talk to yourself. When you make a mistake, do you berate yourself with harsh words like, "I'm so stupid," or "I can never do anything right"? These fleeting remarks have a significant impact on how you perceive yourself. Instead of self-criticism, try replacing it with encouragement. For instance, when you make a mistake, instead of saying, "I'm terrible," try saying, "Mistakes are part of the learning process, and I'm improving every day." The way you communicate with others is also a crucial part of shaping your mindset. If you frequently complain or focus on the negative, you not only darken your own mood but also spread that energy to others. Instead, try shifting your approach. When discussing a tough day, rather than criticizing everything, share what you've learned from the experience or how you plan to improve. Positive words not only enhance relationships but also help your mind focus on the good. A simple yet powerful way to use positive words is through affirmations. These are short, positive statements that you repeat to build confidence and self-belief. For example, if you often doubt your abilities, try repeating, "I am capable and strong." If you fear failure, say, "Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow." Affirmations are not instant fixes, but when practiced daily, they gradually replace negative thoughts in your mind. Another tool for cultivating positivity is keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, spend a few minutes writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand, perhaps a good meal, a kind word from a friend, or a peaceful moment watching the sunset. Writing these things down helps you focus on the good in life and diminishes the power of negative thoughts. The act of using positive words isn't just about changing the way you speak, it's about sustaining it as a habit. Start small. When a negative thought arises, immediately replace it with a more positive one. If you make a mistake, instead of blaming yourself, find a way to learn from it. When talking to others, strive to find something positive to say rather than dwelling on the negative. Words are a powerful tool. When you learn to use them positively, you'll not only change how you feel but also transform how you act and face life. From shifting your self-talk, using affirmations, to maintaining a gratitude journal, every small step contributes to building a stronger and more positive mindset. These changes may not happen overnight, but over time, they will help you kill negative thoughts and create a life filled with meaning and confidence. 7. Cultivating emotional resilience. Life rarely goes as planned. No matter how well you prepare, challenges, failures, and disappointments are inevitable, but what truly matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond. Emotional resilience is one of the most powerful tools that not only helps you overcome adversity but also allows you to grow from it. It's not about pretending everything is fine, but learning to stand strong even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulties. It comes from facing them and finding ways to rise above them with a strong mind. It's the ability to look at a tough situation and say, "This is hard, but I can get through it." First, to cultivate resilience, you must accept that some things are beyond your control. Trying to control every aspect of life only leads to frustration and exhaustion. When you learn to let go of what cannot be changed and focus on what you can control, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens. For example, you can't change someone else's opinion or undo past mistakes, but you can choose how you react to them in the present. Instead of letting failures define you, see them as opportunities to grow. Every challenge is a lesson. Imagine you didn't get the promotion you wanted. You could dwell on the disappointment. Or you could ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve to be better prepared next time? By reframing failure, you not only move past the pain but also use it as a stepping stone to progress. Resilience also requires self-compassion. When you're harsh on yourself, you make recovery even harder. Think about how you would comfort a close friend going through a tough time. You wouldn't tell them they've failed or that they're not good enough. Instead, you would remind them of their strengths and encourage them to keep going. So why not treat yourself the same way? Be kind to yourself, acknowledge your feelings without judgment, and remind yourself that struggles are a normal part of being human. To strengthen resilience, practice mindfulness. By focusing on the present moment, you can respond to challenges with clarity instead of being driven by emotions. When you feel angry or frustrated, pause, take a deep breath, and give yourself a moment of calm. This mindful break creates space for you to choose your response rather than being swept away by negative emotions. Gratitude is another essential foundation of resilience. When you focus on what you're grateful for, even during tough times, you'll feel lighter. A supportive friend, a peaceful moment, or the inner strength to keep going. There's always something to appreciate. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it helps you see the light amid the darkness. Think of resilience as a tree in a storm. No matter how strong the wind blows, its branches may bend, but its deep roots keep it grounded. Similarly, when you build resilience, you become like that tree, strong, flexible, and capable of weathering life's challenges without breaking. The next time you face adversity, remind yourself, this is difficult, but I have the strength to get through it. Each challenge you overcome not only proves your resilience but also helps you grow. It's not just about surviving but about learning to thrive from what once seemed overwhelming. Emotional resilience is not an innate trait. It's a skill that can be developed. Small steps like accepting reality, reframing failure, and practicing self-compassion will help you build a stronger mind. Over time, you'll realize that negative thoughts no longer have control over you. Instead, you'll become the proactive one, facing life with confidence and determination. 8. Practicing gratitude to shift your mindset. When life feels overwhelming with challenges or disappointments, it's easy to focus on what you're lacking, what's not going as planned, or what you think should be different. But gratitude is the key that helps shift your mindset. It redirects your attention from the negatives to what's going well in your life. No matter how small, this doesn't just lighten your emotional load, it creates a positive foundation for moving forward. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not indulge in dreams of what you lack, rather, reckon up the blessings you do possess." This is a reminder that much of our unhappiness doesn't stem from reality, but from taking what we have for granted. When you learn to recognize and appreciate the good in your life, even during tough times, you change how you see the world and yourself. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about focusing on moments that you can cherish, even when life isn't going according to plan. For example, during a stressful workday, gratitude could mean pausing to savor a warm cup of coffee or appreciating a colleague's support. These small moments don't erase the stress, but they provide a mental anchor, helping you face challenges with greater ease. A practical way to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, spend a few minutes writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or extraordinary, they could be a smile from a stranger, a peaceful afternoon, or the health of your family. Writing these down not only helps you notice the positives in your life, but also creates a record of inspiration to revisit when negativity creeps in. Gratitude can also be expressed by sharing it with others. Take a moment to thank someone, a friend, family member, or even a colleague, for what they've done. This not only strengthens your relationships but also spreads positivity. A heartfelt thank you, no matter how small, can brighten both your day and theirs, creating a more supportive and uplifting environment. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, feeling frustrated by the delay. This is a moment where negativity can easily take over. But if you shift your focus and find something to be grateful for, like the chance to listen to your favorite podcast or the safety of your car, your perspective changes. The delay doesn't disappear, but how you feel about it does. Gratitude not only changes how you perceive specific moments but also helps you tackle larger challenges. When you face failure, ask yourself, what can I appreciate about this experience? What lesson can I learn here? Even in times of pain or loss, finding a small positive, however faint, can help you regain the strength to move forward. Think of gratitude as a light in a dark room. It doesn't eliminate all the darkness, but it provides enough illumination to help you find your way. When practiced consistently, this light grows stronger, allowing you to view the world with a brighter, more hopeful perspective, even in the toughest situations. Gratitude is not just for the good times, it's a choice. A habit you can nurture to reshape your mindset and cultivate inner peace. Start with the small things in your daily life, and let gratitude become a part of who you are. Over time, you'll find that negative thoughts lose their grip, and you'll move closer to a life that is full, meaningful, and truly fulfilling. 9. Embracing impermanence. One of the deepest roots of negative thinking is resistance to change. We often cling to the idea that everything should stay the same, a stable job, enduring relationships, and life following our desired plans. But the reality is, life is constantly changing. What we have today may be gone tomorrow, and the challenges we face now will eventually pass. This impermanence is the true nature of life. When you learn to embrace it, you will find many of the burdens in your mind begin to lift. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Everything passes, and what remains is what we do and how we react." This reminds us that change is not the enemy but an essential part of life. When you stop resisting change and learn to accept it, you will find peace, even in the most difficult situations. Impermanence doesn't mean everything is lost, rather, it serves as a reminder that every moment is worth treasuring. Think of a flower. You know it won't bloom forever, but its fleeting beauty makes it special. Life is much the same. joys, challenges, and even the people you meet, all are temporary gifts. And their transience makes them precious. When facing a difficult situation, embracing impermanence can bring relief. Remind yourself, this too shall pass. Pain, disappointment, and failure do not last forever. Just as a storm eventually subsides, the challenges you are facing will also pass. Accepting this truth doesn't make difficulties disappear instantly, but it helps you see that nothing is permanent, and you can endure anything. Imagine going through a conflict with a close friend. The hurt and disappointment may make it feel like the relationship is permanently broken. But when you accept that emotions and circumstances are ever-changing, you'll realize that this conflict is just a moment in the flow of your relationship. It could lead to reconciliation. Or if not, it can offer you a chance to grow and move forward. Impermanence teaches you that even painful moments hold value. Acceptance also helps you let go of perfectionism. When you understand that nothing is unchanging, you feel less pressure to make everything flawless. You'll begin to see mistakes, failures, and even successes as fleeting moments in the flow of life. This realization gives you the freedom to try, fail, and try again without being held back by fear. Think of impermanence as a flowing river. The water is always moving, never still. You can't hold on to the current, but you can learn to let it flow and appreciate the beauty of its movement. If you try to control everything or resist change, you only exhaust yourself. But when you allow the river to flow naturally, you find peace in embracing the journey of life. When you find yourself stuck in negative thoughts, pause and remind yourself, everything will change. This moment is only temporary. Instead of resisting change, learn to accept it. When you do this, you'll no longer be haunted by the past or anxious about the future. You'll learn to fully live in the present, savoring the good around you and facing challenges with a lighter heart. Impermanence is not something to fear but a reality to cherish. When you accept it, you free yourself from unrealistic expectations, prolonged negative emotions, and find the strength to face whatever life brings. Let impermanence serve as a reminder that every moment, whether good or bad, is a valuable part of the journey of living. Negative thoughts are not a life sentence. They are not something you are destined to live with forever. They are simply habits of the mind, deeply ingrained patterns that can be changed. By understanding them, uncovering their roots, and applying strategies like shifting your mindset, practicing gratitude, and building resilience, you can reclaim control of your mind. This doesn't just free you from heavy feelings but opens the door to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events." This reminds us that no matter how chaotic life becomes or how many challenges and failures arise, you always have the power to choose your response. It's your thoughts, your perspective, and your actions that shape your life, not the events happening around you. The journey to overcoming negative thinking is not a straight path, nor is it a fixed destination. It is an ongoing process of learning, adjusting, and growing. Each day offers an opportunity to change something small about how you think. These small steps, when repeated, create a significant transformation, and as you look back, you'll realize you've come farther than you ever imagined. Start with the simple things. Become aware of your thoughts. Challenge negative ones as they arise. Replace them with positive, empowering ones. Surround yourself with supportive environments and people. Practice gratitude daily and learn to accept that everything in life is temporary. These are not just strategies but foundations for building a strong mind and a meaningful life. You don't need to change everything at once. Just start, whether it's replacing a single negative thought, expressing a word of gratitude, or taking one small action. Every effort counts. Don't let negative thoughts define you. Remember, you are stronger than they are. Within you lies the power to create change. And that journey begins the moment you choose to take it. As you continue this journey, remind yourself that great change is made up of small daily actions. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate every bit of progress. And know that you are moving toward a stronger, freer, and more peaceful version of yourself. This isn't just the goal, it's the gift you truly deserve.